Hi everyone, I'm Josh, and this is Josh Wright Piano TV. Thanks so much for joining me today. I wanted to share with each of you a lecture I recently gave at Brigham Young University all about how to become a successful online musician. Basically, I'm going to take you through how to set up your social media successfully and different strategies I've used to help maximize my impact there. I'm obviously still learning every day. I'm going to take you through how to properly set up Skype lessons. I'm going to expose you to all the lighting, equipment, and setup that I use in my own studio to successfully conduct Skype lessons if any of you have an interest in doing that in your own studios. And then finally, I'm going to talk a bit about launching online courses, the courses that I've launched online, how I went about marketing those courses, and what platform I use specifically. And just so I can practice what I preach, I have uploaded the first 10 minutes of the lecture here to YouTube. And then if you would like to click on the link in the description below, it will take you to the full lecture. It's completely free on the platform called Teachable that I currently use to host all of my paid online courses. What that's going to do is it will allow you to download the full lecture for offline viewing. And if you do have an iPad or an iPhone, I would highly encourage you to download the Teachable app. I'll put a little icon up here so you know what it looks like. And within that app, you can access your courses, and you can even do offline viewing within the app, just downloading there. So that's one of the reasons that my own mentor, Parker Walbeck, launched his online courses that way. He does videography courses, and he's helped me out a lot on launching my courses on this new website. But he said he loves Teachable because it allows Apple users, which so many people do use Apple these days, to view things offline. But I'm going to also, for Android and PC users, I love you guys too, I'm going to make the video file downloadable if you'd like to transfer them to your device that way as well. Teachable's just been kind of lame so far and hasn't launched an Android app yet, but we're hoping it will. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy today's lecture.
Well, we are so blessed to have with us today Josh Wright, and also his wife Lindsay and daughter Lola are here with us today. Just wanted to highlight a few things from his bio that he made his debut at Carnegie Hall and the Kennedy Center in 2014. His self-titled album, Josh Wright, topped the Billboard classical charts just 3 weeks after its release in April 2011. He's on the piano faculty at the University of Utah, and he's also the prize winner of the 2015, a prize winner at the 2015 National Chopin Competition and winner of the Mazurka Prize at that competition. He's performed with the Utah Symphony, with Temple Square Orchestra, the Salt Lake Symphony, and several others. He's put out 7 albums, and also, this is the part that we'll be seeing today, he has created numerous online video courses to help students of all ages and abilities to improve their technique and their musicality. And he's broadened his studio through online lessons, where he teaches lessons to students on 4 different continents via Skype. So welcome today, Josh Wright.
Thank you. I'm going to be recording this, so in case any of you want this afterwards, just send me an email. So I think we're good to go. So today we have so much to cover. I hope that we can get through everything, because this is a very important topic. A lot of people when I was young would tell me, well, why are you going into piano? What do you want to do, teach? And then they would laugh. And people would only associate going into piano with being an old woman teaching neighborhood kids hymns down the street, or genius Russian pianists. So I want to kind of dispel both of those myths and try to get you thinking outside the box. I want to teach you 3 steps to expand your online business. We're going to be going over establishing a strong social media presence, expanding your reach through Skype lessons and consults, and creating online courses. By the way, the reason I say consults on Skype, it doesn't have to be a formal piano lesson. I've taught people theory on Skype. I've just taught people how to expand their musical studio over Skype. So there's a lot of different avenues that you can take with that. I want you to ask yourself these questions to start out with. What sets you apart from other musicians? What are you willing to do that no one else is willing to do? And what is something that's already been done but that you might be able to do better? A lot of people think they have to have this revolutionary idea in order to be special online or set themselves apart. You don't have to. You just have to be able to do it in a different way than has been done before. I originally got started back on YouTube in 2009, not for any type of promotional reason, but because I was annoyed with my own piano students, because one would come in and I would teach them long, short rhythms, and then the next student would come in and they needed help with long, short rhythms. I said, man, this is so inefficient. So I ended up just creating a video and posting it to YouTube with long, short rhythms, and a bunch of other things, how to organize your practice, how to improve accuracy. And pretty soon I was getting requests from students and parents of students from all around the world. And it just expanded. And I never was doing this to earn extra money. I was doing this as a passion project. And I want that to be at the forefront of your minds. When you're trying to expand your business, always keep people and your passion at the forefront, and then business can follow that. But if you're just doing it for the money, a lot of times you can fizzle out so easily. So just remember that. You have to choose your medium. Are you a great writer? Are you going to be a blogger that provides a lot of value for people's lives, or a guest writer on other people's blogs? Are you nervous in front of the camera, so you want to do audio, maybe doing a podcast or other forms of audio that can help students? Or are you going to focus primarily on video? And in today's world, I would say video is probably one of the most prevalent and important skills to get good at. So that's what we're going to be focusing on primarily today. The next question is, what should I record? What are you passionate about? The defining moment is not, oh, I'm going to record this and this and this and this, and everyone's going to love it. But rather, as you start putting out content, allow your audience to start shaping the future content. So when I first started one of my video courses called Pro Practice, I recorded 20 of the most popular pieces in the piano repertoire. Then people started sending me all these requests, so I would tailor future videos based on their requests. And a great resource, if you notice on the screen here, all of the resources today are marked in orange if you want to jot any of these down. There's a great book called Launch that I just finished by Jeff Walker, and it takes you through launching an online course, but it will also help you as you're building your social media presence. Like I said before, my first YouTube stuff is called Josh Wright Piano TV. That's still going on today. 10 years later, I'll hit 10 years on YouTube this November. And that's just free, short, technical tips to help piano students in their studies. Pro Practice originally started when a student of mine in Reno, Nevada that I was teaching on Skype said, I would love to see you do full-length recorded lessons on famous pieces. So I want like a 1-hour lesson on Clair de Lune, or I want a 1-hour lesson on this Chopin etude that I can just go and watch on my own free time, and I'd be willing to pay you for it. And then finally, just 2 years ago, I started something called the VIP Masterclass series. A lot of students were getting frustrated because the line of videos that I have to do on YouTube is getting longer and longer, and they wanted a little bit more personalized touch. So this is a subscription service that I started where I post individualized videos for members each week on my platforms. So those are the 3 courses that I'm currently running. I want to go over some recording tips. These are going to be very practical things, not necessarily inspiring, but should give you a lot of ideas as you get started building your social media presence. First thing is capturing video. As you can see right here, I'm capturing video on my iPhone, and I'm using something called the Filmic Pro app. It's $15. It allows you to customize a lot of things within your camera, and there's some great tutorials on YouTube on how to use that. So I'd highly recommend that. Very inexpensive way to get started before you go and buy a really expensive DSLR camera. You need to buy an external microphone, and I'm going to take you through 3 options here. As you can see right here, this is the Yeti stereo microphone, and this is so perfect for recording voice. Actually, it's probably as nice as my Pro setup if you're just recording voice, but for recording piano, the more expensive setup is a little better, but this still does a great job, especially if you have nice acoustics in the room. The mid-range resource for sound is something like a Zoom H6, and I'm not totally up to date. I don't own one of these, but this has been highly recommended by some of my friends. And then the pro resource, what I use is AKG 414 microphones. Really, you only need one. They're about $900 each. And then the Apollo Twin Duo interface. Basically, you just plug your microphone into the interface. It processes all the sound and then sends a really clean, perfect sound to your computer. So that's about $900 as well. So you got to imagine, though, I have a whole recording studio in my backpack. It's pretty cool. So that's what I would do so far as sound. Again, just start with the Yeti. There's no problem at all. It's around $100. Lighting is the next thing. I can't even tell you how much lighting makes a difference. I am such a loser and only updated my lights last October because I was so fed up with my videos looking crappy after almost a decade. And you can start with a cheap lighting kit like this SD lighting kit. It's like $60 on Amazon. We'll go over how to set up these lights a little later in the presentation when we talk about the Skype lessons. But get some lighting and turn out your harsh overhead lights in your room and get some really nice light on your face. If you want a more professional setup, I really highly recommend aperture lights. This is the setup that I have. It's quite expensive, but you want a key light. A key light is what's going to be right next to your face, casting in this really heavy light. And then you want this big light dome. That's a diffuser. It makes the light really soft, so it's very flattering on your face. It doesn't bring out any wrinkles or sharp creases on your face or show any imperfections. It really makes the light soft. The next thing that I would recommend, and to be honest, you could probably get away with just a key light. You don't have to have these other two lights. These are just extra. This next one that you see to the right of the dome is called Mini 20. That's used as a backlight. When you highlight the back of your head and your shoulders, it makes you look more three-dimensional in the camera. And then finally, I got a little light for over the keyboard. Some people like a fill light that's coming up and shooting into your face so that you don't have shadows on your face. I kind of like that more cinematic look, so I just got one for the keys to light up the keys because I was shooting from behind the piano with that big aperture light, and then the keys were really dark, so I found that that was helpful. That one's about $100. The Mini 20 is about $250, and then with the light dome and the other one, that's about $1,000. So it can get a little pricey. Just start with that $60 light kit and go from there. Next thing you're going to want to do is edit your video once you've shot it, and these are the resources that I have used over the years. I haven't used Final Cut Pro, but I've used iMovie to start with. That's free, comes on all standard MacBooks, and it's a great resource, especially if you're not doing dual camera angles. You can do Final Cut Pro, which is about $300, or you can go to Adobe Premiere Pro, which is $20 to $30 a month with your student discount. That's what I currently use. It has so many options, and I really did need to use the upgrade to Adobe because I had those dual camera angles. So I have a camera angle coming from above and then one from the side, and iMovie didn't allow me to crop those together the way I wanted, so that's why I switched to Adobe. iMovie might be able to do that now. That was like 6 years ago, but I'd highly recommend getting good at Adobe. And if you are so technically inept that you're just intimidated, I don't feel comfortable editing, I need somebody to walk me through every process. My friend Parker Walbeck runs a course called Full-Time Filmmaker, and he has these little mini courses that teach you how to edit for around $100. A few other things on your editing checklist, especially for those of you who are already recording videos.